Hey guys, this is probably my fourth time recording the same thing, but here we have the League, which consists of the Canians, the Elves, and the Gibberlings, which is, if you choose this side, it's more of a fantasy-based gameplay, and over here you have the Empire, which goes with the Zataganians, the Orcs, and the Arisen, which is more steampunky. I'm gonna spend a few minutes looking at both, and so don't worry about the background, it's just a glitch I got. But here we have the Druid with the bear. He's kind of a DPS, and its pets is tank. The Magician, just your normal mage class. This is your healing tank class of the Paladin. Sorry, mind blank. Here's your Cleric, which is your basic healing class. Your DPS class, your Ranger. The Champion, which is your main tank class, who is your Warrior. And over on the Elf side, we still have all the same classes, just with different names. So we have the Mage. Here's one that's a little different for all these guys. It's the only one who can use the Summoner class, which is like pretty self-explanatory. You can summon up like pets, which I have one on the Empire side, which I can show you what they do. Here's the Paladin, Healer, and here's one that only the Gibberlings, Elves, Zataganians, and the Arisen have, which is the Oracle, who's kind of like your main crowd control class. But that'll be changing on February 17th when we get the new update, which gives us the Bard. Here we have the Gibberlings, which consists of 4 characters if you're Animist, because you have your main character, which is these 3, and then your pet. And then here we have the Seer, the Trickster, and the Brawler. And notice how in each of the classes they each have a different name. So here it's Druid, for the Warden is what they're actually called. And over on the Gibberlings it's the Animist. So heading over to the the Empire side, we start with the Zataganians, which consist of the Specialist, which is your basic mage, Defiler, which is your summoner class, Avenger, which is your basic healing tank class, which is the Paladin, your healing class, your priest, the Mentalist, it's the Mentalist, which is your crowd control, your DPS Stalker, and your tanking Vanquisher. And notice, with this race, it's kind of like with this faction, it's kind of more Germany, like steampunk. And over with Orcs, we have the Shamans, the Reaver, the Marauder, and our Brute. Then for the Arisen, we have our Sorcerer, Savant, Heretic, and our Occultist, which is our basic, which is our thing. I can't remember, but they each come with a different helmet, which you can wear on any class, any of this armor. But and another thing was like with Wardens and everything, if you switch the gender, you get a different pet guy. So I just wanted to point that out. And then you get a new helmet with each. But yeah, these are more steampunky type things, and I'll show you with the league. So we come over to Canians, and with the druid you have the bear, but if you switch to female you get a lynx, which is just something neat that they did. Also on February 17th you get the lizard pet for, I think it's the Canians, and I don't know what the other ones get. But here's the magician, crusader, cleric, ranger, and champion. I personally like the ranger helmet. I don't know why, it's just pretty cool. And then you have your mage, demonologist, templar, which has a pretty cool helmet, your priest, and your oracle. And for the gibberlings, whatever you want to say, you have, this is probably the dumbest helmet out of all of them, just saying. And then you have the trickster, which has a cowboy hat, pretty cool I must admit. You have your brawler, which has a pretty sweet helmet. Anyway, coming back here, I have my sorcerer I made in the very first video I did for this series, my reaver, which is the orc paladin. This is a mage, by the way, if you didn't watch that video. Here's a warden, and you can see I have two of them. This one was my very first, he was actually my first league character, and I made him before this guy. But here is my warrior, my cleric, my savant, my cleric's my mate, and my other druid. And so, real fast, we'll come over here and go over to Google so I can show you something. Because if you notice, each of my druids is using a different weapon. So if I go in here and go to Allods online wiki, and I go to the second link down, the official Allods online wiki, and then I go right here, then you can go and you can get all this information. But if you go in here, you can see that the healer gets cloth armor, then leather armor, then plate armor, and they get one-handed and two-handed maces, staffs, shields, offhands, and maces, or wands. And the warrior gets the most out of all of them. He gets one-handed, two-handed, and paired swords, one-handed, two-handed, and paired maces, one-handed, two-handed, and paired axes, one-handed and two-handed spears, paired fist weapons, shield, bows, and crossbows. So I definitely go check out that website before you make any class decisions. And on the next video, I'll probably show you guys all the different controls for the game. Thanks. See ya.